Hello world, Topless Cat Lady here, and today I wanted to go over something that I want to talk about, but I feel like it's a trend, but I also feel like it's something that people really want to know about. So I have been vegan for 8 months now, a little over 8 months. I just wanted to share my results with you. They're not all good, they're not bad either. A little background on me going vegan really started when I was around 11 or 12. I went vegan for the first time. My older sister had sort of persuaded me, gave me a lot of pamphlets on animal cruelty and factory farms, and that really swayed my decision. But as a kid, it was really difficult. I was really lucky in that I was supported by my family 100%, at least like with my dad. My extended family didn't quite understand, but my dad was very helpful. He made me lunches, he cooked me a separate dinner every night. It was really, really great. But as a kid and building a social life and hanging out with friends, it was really difficult to find food to eat. And so I went from vegan to vegetarian. I was vegetarian for a while, and then I sort of forgot why I did it in the first place, stopped altogether, and went back to the standard American diet. And then I sort of fluctuated over the past 17 years, vegetarian, pescatarian, all sorts of different things. And so I finally decided to go vegan again in May this year for a couple of reasons. The main one was that I was just feeling really, really crappy. I'm in college and I wasn't cooking for myself as much, I was stressed out, and the food I was eating was not good, and so I really just felt crappy. I was lethargic, I had no motivation, and I was generally unhappy. I started watching Freelee the banana girl, and at first I thought she was crazy and I didn't really watch her videos. But then once I decided to give her a shot, it all started to make sense. And so all her videos really encouraged me to do the 30-day RawTill4 challenge. And of course, who doesn't want a body like Freelee's? And that was a good motivator for me. And there's also always the ethical reasons, which are a huge motivator for me. And it's easy to forget when you go to a supermarket and your meat is just packaged. It's easy to forget where it comes from. I decided to do the 30-day RawTill4 challenge, and I was supposed to have a friend to do it with me, but the first week she had a death in the family. I kind of let her pass. I didn't force her to do it. She was going through a very, very stressful time, and I didn't really see her that often for a while. So I just did the challenge, and I didn't get a lot of support from my friends. I wouldn't really call them friends, they're more kind of just like acquaintances. I don't really have any good friends, but I didn't get any support from them. Everyone thought I was crazy, and I had one person who constantly demanded a reason. Just going vegan wasn't good enough. Like, he thought there had to be some underlying cause for me to do it. Like, it was just so absurd. Well, that was really frustrating. But I have to say, the first 2 to 3 weeks was really tough because, one, I was trying to eat as much as Freelee. My stomach was not prepared for this. Neither was my body. I was trying to drink these huge smoothies and eating these really big carb meals for dinner, and I was just so uncomfortable and it was miserable. I also was so gassy with all of the new fruit being introduced into my system. The gas was just like crazy. I wrote like a little post on it on the 30 Bananas a Day website, and everyone was like, yeah, it doesn't go away, but you get used to it, which is pretty much the truth. Like, it's not crazy anymore, but I'm still really, really gassy. I mean, you're eating a ton of fiber, so what do you expect? I started May 1st, which is the beginning of the last month of the semester, so I was coming into final season. My dad thought I was crazy for doing it. It just seemed like the right thing to do. It felt like the right thing to do. I was not doing well in my classes. I really needed mental focus, and that was the one thing that I noticed right away, is that my mental clarity was just through the roof, and studying for finals went so well. I had one class that I was pretty much failing, and I had to get a certain grade on my final to pass this class, and all the other tests I'd pretty much failed. And I was able to pull a B on this final exam and pass the class, and I owe it all to doing the vegan RawTill4 diet. Otherwise I would have been in my slump, my mental lethargic slump. And then like the first month it was really good. I was feeling really happy. I was energetic. I was working out a little bit here and there and started to see a little bit of slimming. I'll show you some pictures later. After the semester ended, what I was doing changed significantly. So I didn't have classes anymore, and I was only doing a internship and working at a job that I basically didn't really go to because the internship was exhausting me so much. And this was literally what happened. I'd go to my internship 3 days a week, and it was 4 to 5 hours of continual like physical labor. It was at a zoo, and then I'd come home and I'd be so exhausted I would literally lay on this couch for the rest of the day and all of my days off. And if I did go to my other job, I only went for around 3 to 4 hours. That was like as much as I could take, and I'd come back and I'd lay on this couch for the rest of the day. And so I literally developed an extremely sedentary lifestyle, which is not recommended by anyone. So I'll show you my before pictures here. This was April 30th, the night before I did the 30-day challenge, and I already knew that I was going to continue past the 30 days. And then this is me, I think a couple weeks later, and I started slimming down a little bit. I was really excited. And then maybe a month and a half, I started gaining the weight back, as you can see. And this is when I stopped taking pictures of myself, because I started gaining weight so fast that I was just kind of blown away. Literally clothes I had bought 3 weeks before did not fit anymore, and to this date, I do not fit in any of my jeans that I had 8 months ago. So I've had a significant amount of weight gain over the past 8 months. But let's go over the reasons why this probably happened. First, I developed an extremely sedentary lifestyle, and I mean the most extreme you can imagine. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I spend days upon days not leaving my apartment and just sitting on my couch, laying on my couch, not doing anything. I didn't have anyone to hang out with, or at least anyone that I wanted to hang out with that was supportive of my lifestyle, or anyone that was also vegan. 2, I have done some metabolic damage, and at first I didn't think I did, but the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I've done a lot of fucked up things. Like, I have a very long history of drug abuse. I've done pretty much every diet pill, diet liquid, diet supplement you could think of. I've done extreme diets. I've done calorie restrictions without counting calories, but just like reducing my food intake or eating only certain foods. Like, when I was in the military, I was in the best shape of my life, but I was obsessively working out, and I was only eating trail mix for like 6 months. Like, literally that's all I ate was trail mix. Sorry, my cat's being helpful. I have done some serious metabolic damage. Also, increasing my food intake like 5-10-fold without moving my body is going to make it so that you gain weight. Even though I'm following the high carb, low fat diet, and I can honestly tell you I have very little fat in my diet. It's almost 95-5, probably more like 80-10-10. I substantially increased my caloric intake. So I am now the heaviest that I've ever been. Well, I'm at like 147, 148. Normal weight for me is around 130. It doesn't make me unhappy. It makes me frustrated because my clothes don't fit. I'm in the process of moving, and I don't want to have to buy new clothes. I'm trying to reduce what I have. That's one of the 2 sort of bad things I've experienced. The second one is acne. And I have never struggled with acne. I would get the one pimple randomly all throughout high school and sort of throughout college, but I never had a problem with acne. and my skin started getting really bad after about 3 months of being RawTill4. That can be attributed to several things as well. I started going through a very stressful time. Also, I was living a very sedentary life. I wasn't moving my body. But as of today, it's actually getting really better because my stress level is decreasing. In September, I got in a car accident that totaled my car. I was kind of forced to buy a bicycle. I'm sure as I keep moving my body, the weight will go away, and so I'm not worried about that. That's not a chief concern. Another thing that I thought was sort of gonna be healed is my depression and my anxiety. I don't want to go into too much detail because that could take a very long time, but I was diagnosed with clinical depression when I was 14. I started getting symptoms when I was around 12. I also developed anxiety. Now, my depression comes in cycles. My last cycle was in 2011 through 2012, and it was a really bad one. And so I promised myself that I'd always be on antidepressants because I almost died, and I don't want to die, and so I made that promise to myself. But within the first week that I went vegan, I stopped taking my antidepressants because my body was just saying, don't put this in your body, don't take it. It's still a struggle because it's still in the back of my mind that it might happen. So that's kind of something that I won't know for a long time if the diet has helped that. As far as my anxiety goes, I feel like I made my anxiety worse by completely isolating myself for the summer, for about 4 months. I literally hung out with nobody. Yes, I did go to this internship, but I had very little contact with people. It was kind of like, here, do this job, you're on your own, shovel dirt, and that was it. I think also mixed with the negative response that I did get from my friends, going out with people or being in social situations really spiked my anxiety. While I did stop taking my antidepressants, I do still take some of my medications, and I take it as needed. For anyone that may have depression or anxiety or another mental health illness, I would recommend do what feels right to you. Also talk to your doctor about it. I have talked with my psychiatrist about this. I'm hoping as I become less stressed and in a more social environment, my anxiety will lessen and I won't need that medication anymore. If there's anything that you can take home from this, it's that 1, you might gain weight on a RawTill4 diet if you don't move your body, and I am living proof of that too. Your body may go through some changes. They may be good, they may be bad, but all in all, if you're feeling good, if you're feeling healthy, and your mind is clear, then keep doing something that continues to get those results. 3, I have perfect blood results, so I am perfectly healthy and able to say that the RawTill4 vegan lifestyle is a healthy lifestyle. Don't be like me. Don't lock yourself in your apartment on your couch for months on end. I do not recommend that. I do recommend getting out, having a social life. Just for me, in my life, that's been difficult. I can't recommend a vegan lifestyle enough. I try to highlight the benefits of it, especially with my family. I try not to push or preach because everyone has this idea that vegans are preachy. But it's just that we want everyone to feel as good as we're feeling. We want everyone to have the same results. We want everyone to live a happy lifestyle. Why wouldn't you share that? I mean, there's so many people who preach their religion because that's what makes them happy, and they think that that's a happy lifestyle. This is the same way, but we get a bad rap for it. Unless someone asks, I don't talk about it. But here on the internet, I can do whatever I want. I hope that somebody out there has found this helpful. If you have any other questions, you can ask me. If you have any questions more about RawTill4 and the specifics about it, please go check out Freelee the Banana Girl or Durianrider for a much more real, truthful sort of take on the lifestyle. There's also plenty of books. The China Study is an amazing book. Also from the same author of the China Study, there's the book Whole, which is the same book, just written a little bit differently, a little bit easier to read. And then there's plenty of documentaries. Fat, Sick, Nearly Dead is a really good one. Earthlings is a good one if you're curious about how animals are treated in factory farms. And there's also tons and tons and tons of research, scientific, peer-reviewed, professional research done, proving that a vegan lifestyle is sustainable and optimal for human health. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do give it a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe and share this video. It doesn't cost you a thing, and I will see you very soon. Bye!